It's time for Dart Talk. Brought to you by thedartzone.com. Stay in the zone. Thedartzone.com is an official Cosmo distributor and Windy City Fabricators, America's premier fabricators of orthotics and prosthetics, and Redwood Darts, America's newest tungsten darts. Stand straight and tall and hit them all. Redwood Darts. And now, here are your hosts, Mystery Mark and Steve P.
Okay, welcome to Dart Talk.
Welcome. We're all set up, apparently.
I hope. Dart Talk brought to you by the Dart Zone.
Stay in the zone.
TheDartZone.com is an official Cosmo distributor. I mean, we should really do a, camera check before the show. If we weren't so busy doing other things. How's everybody doing? Hope you're well. How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm on cloud nine, man. Are you kidding me? I'm going to Pittsburgh.
Which would be the reason why we
will not have a show next week unless I am on Periscope from the front row in along just past first base in PNC Park.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have a sign and my Cubs road jersey, and I'm going to be like rooting on my Cubbies. Unless I happen to be doing that from my normal seats in Wrigley.
Yeah.
Either way,
would
Wednesday
take a lot
night.
of work, but it's always possible.
Wednesday night's the Super Bowl, one-game playoff to see who gets to go to St.
That really
Louis.
wouldn't be the Super Bowl. That would be the playoffs. Because the
One-game
Super Bowl
playoff.
is the end.
I'm so excited. Anybody who missed our one baseball show, we did a baseball show, was it in August
3
or
months
July,
ago?
something like that? Everything I said came true. Everything I said was 100% correct then. You can go check the tape.
I wasn't listening.
Yeah. So did you play League last night?
No, we had a bye.
You had a bye.
So they rescheduled the first week. I couldn't make it last week.
So, I mean, you're 3 weeks into the season and you haven't even played. I mean, what kind of a dart league is this? That's why I don't play. I'm just sort of like, what? Forget about it. If you'll look in the background, however,
I was actually going to throw Monday night, but then I didn't have a chance because I had to work. Usually I can throw at work, but the Packers played, so I had no time.
Oh, right.
I was actually going to pick up a dart for the first time in like 5 months.
The game wasn't even close. I mean,
but it was still packed.
Yeah.
And it was still busy.
They're going to have a real good year, it looks like. The Bears are so horrible.
The Packers and the Patriots right now, I mean, you could throw a couple other teams in there, but right
now.
Arizona and Cincinnati. But right now, the Packers and the Patriots
I don't trust Cincinnati.
Look like
they'll find a way to
now they
blow
just look
it.
like the two best teams, but Cincinnati and Atlanta and Arizona are playing good. But
so all you people who put money on Jacksonville playing Tampa in the Super Bowl this year, it's not going to happen. No.
I don't think anybody did that. I'm pretty sure.
We have listeners in Florida.
Probably wasn't even an option.
What are we doing today? Okay, so here's the deal. We got.
Hold on.
Okay.
Before you get started.
All right.
The views, opinions, rants, and rampages expressed on Dart Talk do not necessarily reflect individually or collectively those of our sponsors, co-sponsors, wannabe hosts, hearing-impaired critics, or those with a penchant for attitudinal dysfunction. We at Dart Talk strive to provide you, the listener, with an educational, entertaining, and fun-filled experience each and every week. If after the show you, the listener, find yourself feeling uneducated, unentertained, and or bored, we at Dart Talk consider that your own problem.
Okay, and you may be wondering about the background. I talked a couple of weeks ago about how we were going to fix up our dart area. That is my dartboard.
I was kind of intrigued here. The Dart Zone says very optimistic backdrop tonight, and I didn't know what he was talking about.
Well, that's a Mets fan.
Right.
Because what I did was I posted pictures of the World Series tickets that came today.
Oh, okay,
so
that's what he's talking about.
So he's thinking now. Wait a minute, the Mets. By the way,
because
by
of
the
course
way,
he says next. I'm sure the Pirates, Cards, and Mets will have something to say about that, but they can't all have something to say about that.
Or the Dodgers,
because somebody's going to lose before.
Yeah, somebody in the Centrals.
So they can't
only
all
one
have a
team's
say.
coming out. Yeah, that's kind of a hose job there.
Yeah. He had a smiley face at the end, though.
Yeah, well, he's a good guy. All you listeners, I wasn't kidding. We have first row tickets for the wild card game in Pittsburgh, and we have an extra one. So anybody who's interested in sitting in the front row of the Pirates-Cubs game next Wednesday, email me.
Are you driving or flying?
We're going to drive. We're going to drive it, and we're going to make a day of it because neither of us have ever been to Pittsburgh. So anybody who knows something interesting and cool to do in Pittsburgh, you can email that to me too, darttalk@gmail.com. So yeah, no show next week. And then depending on the World Series games, we're going to have to work around the Cubs. We'll figure something out.
Depending on the World Series.
You don't want me doing the show when the Cubs are playing in the playoffs anyway. You'll just hear a lot of, I can't. He swung at that? I just won't be able to focus.
No,
I'm sorry.
You said depending on the World Series games.
Oh, and the playoff games and everything.
Okay, they got to. Yeah, they got to
win
the playoff game.
I understand.
They
got to
win the playoff game.
First
then they got to win the next
game,
playoff.
then the 5 game, then the 7 game,
Right.
and then the World Series is 7 games. I get it. I know that. But as I've never been a season ticket holder, and I got to tell you, people don't realize
You're not a season ticket holder.
Well, okay, fine, I'm not. But I go to a lot of games,
Yes.
and I sit in somebody's season tickets,
Correct.
and you have no idea how exhausting going to 3 ball games can be.
Yes, I do.
Okay, as opposed to playing. I mean, people rag on the players and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm tired going in for the day game after 2 night games. That day game, that's a quick turnaround, man. I'm like, oh, God, another game. It's been fun at the ballpark, though. It's been magical. It's been something different. And then,
I sat in the skybox for a doubleheader. That's tough to get through.
Well, yeah, the double headers that are split, you leave the ballpark, you go have lunch or something, and then you come back. I mean,
this
the
wasn't
old
even
double
split,
headers.
But in
yeah,
the
the back-to-back.
There's no stopping of the beer.
Oh, yeah.
It's tough to get through that.
Well, you're an experienced. You're better at drinking than me.
That was a long
you're
time
experienced. You could pace yourself. I don't know. I've got it down. It's taken me 2 years, but I've got it down now. Basically, one Guinness per game is pretty much my limit. Otherwise I can't enjoy myself. Yeah, okay. So anyway, there's no show next week. We're going to talk a little bit. We got some. So the internationals are going to invade England for the whatever they call the Winmau, the thing before the Winmau Masters, like the World Playoffs or whatever they call it.
Wasn't it the World Winmau Masters or?
Yeah,
Winmau World Masters.
the Winmau World Masters, whatever. It's the same tournament they have every year. The Winmau tournament is coming up, and then before that, people are going to try to play in to see who's going to Lakeside, but one person's already qualified. Is that correct?
Yeah, Larry, right? Didn't Larry not qualify?
Who?
Butler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like the guaranteed spot
Right.
from the ADO. So he's going to go to Lakeside. Darren Young is going to go to the World Championships, to the PDC World Championships.
Oh, the PD. Okay.
So, and then I guess Winmau lost out by 4 points.
Really?
I don't know if that's 1 round or 2 in whatever event. So it's pretty close. So we'll talk about who's going over for the Winmau playoffs as well as the Winmau Masters. I don't know about Huffman.
That's all confusing to me. The Winmau playoffs and the Winmau Masters.
Well, they're the World Playoffs and then the Winmau World Masters. These people, I mean, Super Bowl's really easy to understand. These people can't name anything.
Right.
But okay, I was going to rip on Austin Jackson, and he's got like 5 RBIs tonight.
Mm-hmm.
How can you name your kid after 2 state capitals and expect anything from the guy? I think that's the weight of the world right there.
All right.
What else? Okay, so we've also got the lineup. The World Grand Prix starts this weekend, or it starts Monday. It starts before the next show, so we'll talk about that. What do you think of the lights?
I like the lights.
Real quickly, well, because
those are
now
not hardwired.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, see, our ceiling is concrete.
Right.
And then above it, I think is like a steel beam. We live in like this big high-rise condo. So the problem we had was rigging lights for the dartboard, and then Jill didn't want to see all these wires and stuff. And then the little thing that runs along the ceiling, she didn't want one of those
The
either.
conduit.
Right.
Right.
So we found these lights online. If you can see them, the guys that make them are really kind of smart when it comes to the diagram that they send with that little thing. Where depending on how low it's going to hang from the ceiling, depending on how high off the floor it is, it tells you how many inches to have it from the dartboard.
Okay.
Okay. So
these lights are specifically made for
darters.
dartboards.
So each of the two spotlights is like a super strong LED. It's got 3 Duracells in each one, and it not only rotates around, but it tilts.
Mm-hmm.
The little things tilt. So you can aim it on the board. As you could probably tell, I aimed them both right for the bullseye. So we're still playing around with it. It was daylight when I took this, so I don't really know how good it's going to be. Also, we ordered an oche from Oches Are Us in England.
How does it adhere to the ceiling?
It has there's a long bolt that goes up to a like a little thingy that you attach to the ceiling with 2 screws.
So you still have to drill into the ceiling?
Yeah, I had to drill into the ceiling.
For the bracket.
2 number 6.
Yeah.
3/4. Yeah.
6/32
Yeah.
screws.
Yeah. And then I put the little plastic things in there.
Okay.
Right? Because I couldn't drill up high enough for the screws that came with the thing.
Yeah.
Because there's a steel beam, and apparently my concrete drill doesn't work on steel. I don't know why. You'd think it would.
No, because it's a concrete bit, not a metal bit.
Anyway, so we put that up, and then also you can't see what. Well, those are good luck things. Those are from Hawaii. Those little statues.
Oh
See them
yeah,
on top of the board.
Right.
And then on the floor, you can't see it. We have a 8-foot oche with a raised. It's raised where your feet are, and then you can walk on it all the way to the board.
Right.
And it's really
It's like a long mat with the.
Except it's not. It's wood.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really nice, and it's really well designed to be able to adjust the length depending on how far back, depending on where you are. I have to go all the way to the wall, so my oche is actually 8 inches or 8 feet.
Depends on whether you're going up strictly against a shoe base or base
exactly.
and a shoe.
So they made the wall end of it adjustable by I think 4 inches.
Yeah.
So it's actually really well made, and you can fold it up, throw it in the trunk of your car, and lay it out in your hotel room. I don't know why you would do it because it's not real light. But it's actually pretty cool now. So we have our own little free throw area.
Mm-hmm.
So Jill was like, "Oh, use that for the show background." I'm like, "Okay," but the lights are pretty nifty.
Yeah,
she found them on Amazon.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, she found them on Amazon, and they hang down, not even below the boards. So they actually hang down at a really good height, and they're strong enough. That is actually 39 inches from the wall.
Okay.
The little spike. There's a spike that goes.
Right.
You can't see it, but it goes up into the ceiling, and it's
I
about
can see it, right.
It's about that long.
The center bracket, right? Or whatever it is.
Yeah. The bracket is held by a bolt that's about 4 inches long, something like that. So I don't know. Worked pretty cool. I was like, not bad. So I can now practice. I have no excuse not to practice now. I have a very good practice area.
Either that,
now.
or you're just going to turn those lights downward onto your putting green, and you're going to practice your putts.
Did you see? Oh well, okay. You can't see, but if Mark moves, you'll see that up against the little telephone booth is a. Yeah. Well, okay. You don't really have to, but there's a leaning up against there. Is a Wilson 8802 that I dug out of the closet.
Okay.
So, I don't know. We'll see about that. I finally made a birdie.
Nice.
On a hole I had no business birdieing.
Yeah.
Hit a good drive, and it almost went in the bunker, so it was on this little hump in the tall grass. So I'm I was 210. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hit a 3-iron. I'll keep it below the tree line, and it'll end up somewhere. You know, I figured I'd end up like, you know, have a chip and a putt to save par. It was wide open in front. Rolled up to about 8 feet.
Nice.
Pin high. And I was like, I love it when you walk to the green, and as you walk, the shot looks better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man, I'm going to make this putt. And I did. I was happy.
I played my club championship this weekend, and I played fair but not good enough to win. And Sunday, I triple bogeyed one, so I was out of it. But
You did that last year.
yeah. So I can't get up and down. I'm hitting the ball. I'm actually hitting the ball really well. I made an adjustment to my grip, and talking to you know, I dropped my right shoulder a little bit, and on the range, I was just crushing the ball, and I hit the ball.
You got to keep it back, though.
I hit the ball so well, but the way I scored, so I get on to 18. I crush a drive. I'm like 150 out. I put it on the green, but I put it on.
Isn't that a par 5?
No, par 4. But I have a middle back pin, and I put it left front on the green. So I'm walking
to a
up,
middle back pin.
Yeah.
So that's like a
it's like a
45-footer?
It's like a 55, 60-footer.
Oh, God.
But I'm walking up, and there's about 8 people in the back watching that are already done. A couple of people I know. One guy says, "Hey, how you doing?" I give the thumbs down, and I just said, "My short game's abysmal."
And you
Absolutely
drained the
abysmal.
putt.
And I knocked it in for birdie, and the one guy that I don't even know goes, "You call that an abysmal short game?" So I won a skin.
Oh, nice. Well, that was worth
out of
some
that.
money.
It's the only one putt I had all day.
Oh, gosh.
So I couldn't get any bogeys I had. I couldn't get up and down. The only one putt all day. It was just a 55-footer.
I mean, I've hit some really phenomenal shots. It's just my distance control's not there.
Yeah.
You know, and then I did, you know, I raided your garage, took a couple of drivers.
Yeah.
I hit one of them 285, which
The R7?
isn't bad.
The smaller-headed one?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the one I figured you'd like.
Yeah, but I didn't have time to go on the range, so I basically ruined my round because I hit my brother's driver so well. I was down the middle. Oh, I think I'll try these, and all of a sudden it was like ba-bing, ba-boom, ba-bing. I was like, oh, God.
Little
a
update here.
ball.
It wasn't Amazon. The lights are from Dart Stop in California.
The Dart Stop in California.
And
Okay, that's where the lights
the
are
Oche
from.
is from Aki's R Us, like you
I
said.
did say that, yeah. The Oche is really well designed, and the lights, and I'll give them a plug just because I think they're good. We have no relationship with, what is
Right.
it?
Dart Stop.
In California. These lights are designed very, very well, and the directions, while admittedly I was like, oh my God, what is this, geometry class? I mean, I was really irritated that I had to pull out my reading glasses and actually read 2 tables. That's how mentally lazy I am, right? But the tables were spot on, and they've calculated this stuff awesomely well. And if you follow the directions, the lights work great. So anybody who's got, like you were saying, that you may have the same problem.
Yeah.
2 little screws, you know, the little
You
tiny
still have
ones.
to drill into concrete, but
Yeah.
the difference
Yeah.
is you don't have to run
I don't have to.
conduit from one electrical
Yeah.
source
Do I look like an electrician?
over the ceiling.
Yeah. No.
Run the wires. It's battery operated. All you have to do is be able to hang it into your ceiling.
You
Some
can also
people-
dim them.
Some people have drywall ceilings, and then that would be easier.
They have dry. It comes with drywall
Yeah,
screws
with anchors.
and yeah,
Right.
it comes with anchors and it comes with some other thing that I didn't use.
But I would have the same problem. I'd have to
Yeah.
adhere to concrete, but you're only talking about 2 screws.
Yeah, it was. You know, I've got a.
I really like it.
I got a concrete bit. You know,
Yeah.
and
Right.
I go until I hit the beam, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
You know, so it worked out. You know, as long as they don't fall down, they work great. And then you can actually dim them. You could turn them off, you could turn them on, or you can dim them.
Mhm.
So I don't know why you would want to dim them, but if you want like mood lights for your darts.
Depending on what you're using them for, but
Well, they're for dartboards.
yeah.
I guess you could use them for some. I can't imagine what else you would use for them, but so I don't know. We're sharing, so that's that. Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and we'll talk about who's going across.
Who's
the
going
pond.
where?
Who's going where?
Who's going where?
Where's Waldo? You're listening to Dart Talk, Mystery Mark, Steve Ponce-Yellman, and we will be right back.
expressed on Dart Talk are those of the hosts. They in no way should be misrepresented, misinterpreted, or made to claim that the universe is against you, your family, your city, or the darting community at large.
Hey, back for the second quarter of Dart Talk, brought to you by the Dart Zone.
Stay in the zone.
TheDartZone.com is an official Cosmo distributor. Got some guys going over the pond.
Real quick, how long is the battery life on those lamps? It wasn't. You didn't see it in the directions.
Yeah.
Obviously, it depends on how often they're on. You're only going to use them when you play darts. LED lights don't use as much power as regular incandescent lights.
Okay.
The light bulbs last longer, so I would think the batteries are going to last longer.
Yeah. I mean, you can remove them in two ways. I think when I change the batteries, you can see at the very top, that's a screw that takes that bracket off. And I think what I'll do is I'll just undo that screw, take the bracket off, and change them out at the same time. You could leave that in there and then actually pull them like straight out of the bracket and get to the little door that has the batteries.
I would think they lasted a long time.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll let you know. I mean, I'll give you a sense of it. I mean, I only need them practicing at night.
If you practice for a week and all of a sudden you're changing the batteries, that would be a problem. But I don't see that. I don't think you're going to change it very often.
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of ambient light, so I only need them really at night.
Right.
And we've always had this, we explained it. I mean, the lighting, the only other thing I could have done was drilled into the box that holds the board and, put like a desk lamp or something like that, like a book light or something. And then I was told that would be an eyesore.
Yeah.
So.
And it's probably true.
No.
That actually looks like it belongs. If you had an overhanging light drilled on the top of your cabinet there, it would.
I really, I was very dubious of these lights until I put them up and turned them on, and I was like, huh. Yeah. This is going to work pretty good. I was shocked. LED lights I didn't think were strong enough.
Oh, yeah, they are.
So, and we actually did try.
LED is the way to go, man.
We tried to use lights that came to attach to a frame that you would put over like a painting.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like $20 at like Bed Bath & Beyond or something, and it was like useless. I mean, it was like 1/4 of the light power you needed to light the board.
Yeah,
but
right.
it did hang. I was able to attach it to the top edge of the wood, and that lasted about a week. I was like, this is no good at all. So I'm looking forward to trying this setup out.
Back to the pond.
Yeah, back to the pond. Okay, so for the we got one spot's already locked up for Lakeside.
Larry Butler.
Okay, and then a bunch of guys are going to try to qualify. There's a few people that were on the list of what was it? Uncommitted or unconfirmed?
Unconfirmed.
So Tom Sawyer, DJ Sayer, Joe Huffman, Darren Young were all listed on the unconfirmed. Correct. Darren, I'm pretty sure, isn't going.
All right.
I don't want to speak for him, but he already qualified for the PDC, so there's no way on earth he's going to Lakeside. I don't think they'd let him.
All right, I'm confused. This is the Winmau.
It's two events back-to-back. The Winmau World Masters is a tournament they've been holding in England for 30 or 40 straight years.
Okay.
So what they're doing...
Is to qualify for Lakeside?
No, Winmau Masters is something else. They're hosting an event before the Winmau World Masters and it's for people to qualify for Lakeside. So after that's all over, then they start all over and they play the Winmau Masters.
Okay.
So because people are traveling, you get 2 for 1. Right? You play both.
But what's
events.
that have to do with Lakeside?
Lakeside is. What does what have to do with Lakeside?
Well, if
the
Darren's
playoff, okay,
Darren's already qualified for Lakeside. You said he wouldn't.
No, for the PDC.
For the PDC.
So he wouldn't play in Lakeside because I don't think the PDC would let him.
Oh, right.
Even though it's after. See, I don't know. I'm confused now about the whole war between the BDO and the PDC. Now, I'm not sure where that stands. Like the BDO's 180 rule apparently went away. So
well, that's good.
I don't know if Darren could actually go qualify for Lakeside, play in the PDC World Championship, and then go play. I can't imagine that they would let him do it.
So Larry's not going to the PDC.
Well, he didn't qualify.
Right.
See, the PDC qualification is over.
Mm-hmm.
That was a one-shot deal tournament in Kingston, Ontario that Darren Young won a few weeks back. And I think he beat Larry in the final. So now, the other big tournament is Lakeside.
Right.
So the American representative for Lakeside is going to be Larry. Dave Cameron is going to represent Canada. Jeff Smith, by virtue of his semifinal finish last year, is invited back already.
All right.
So now a bunch of people are playing for the last available spots. That's the event that's being held before the Winmau World Masters. Okay?
All right.
So to get in the Winmau World Masters is kind of like, we played an event here hosted by the ADO. One of the regionals you play is to get to the national, and then I think 4 people I think this year it was 4 people. The top 4 people that won the national get sponsored to go play in the Winmau Masters. So you saw some of the Americans on the list. We'll go down them.
Right.
Some of those are being sponsored. Well, they won their trip from the ADO. I mean, I seriously doubt the ADO is going to cover everything.
Okay.
Bagels and nosh or extra or whatever. So on the unconfirmed list was Tom Sawyer, DJ Sayer, Joe Huffman, Darren Young, and anybody else I'm forgetting. So we don't know if those
Bob
guys
Sneeve,
are.
even though he's Canadian, but he,
Well, there's there's
Bob Sneeve's on the list, and
Bob Sneeve's on the list. So on the unconfirmed list.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh. I don't know if he would want to go or not. So so it was Darren, DJ Sayer, Tom Sawyer, Joe Huffman,
correct.
Bob Sneeve.
Couple of other Canadians.
Dave Cameron's unconfirmed.
Yeah.
Well, he's already qualified for Lakeside, I think. So I don't know that he would just want to go there just to play the Winmau Masters. To fly across the pond to play one and done, I don't know. I probably wouldn't do it. I definitely wouldn't do it. So anybody else there on the unconfirmed that we forget?
Not that I know of.
Dawson Marshall is unconfirmed.
I never heard of him.
Oh, he's young. He's good.
Oh, yeah?
Didn't we have him on the show once?
No.
Maybe I talked to him. He'd
be
a good guy. He'd be a good guy to get on the
Dawson
show. He's got an
Marshall.
interesting story.
Okay.
Talented player. Young. Very young.
Yeah, that looks it
for who maybe isn't going.
Jeff Howard, another Canadian.
Okay.
Shane Harvey, another Canadian.
All right.
Kylie Edmonds.
Okay.
And then that's it for the Canadians in the U.S.
Okay, and these guys
That's
are all...
just the unconfirmed.
Right, these guys are all qualifying because they won BDO-sanctioned 501 events, held all over the place. All right, let's see who's going. So who's confirmed?
This is a long list.
Yeah, well, last time I looked, they had a field of 5, a bracket of 512 with some buys. So there's somewhere between 257 and 512 people.
Okay. First American is Doug Boehm.
Yeah, Doug Boehm
won the
Syracuse Open.
Yeah.
Did we ever get the story on him?
No.
What were they telling me about him?
I
actually think
I
think I met him once, he's just a really good player, and I thought Callie West said something about him when Callie was on the show.
Okay.
He's like one of these really good local players that doesn't really go anywhere or something. One of those guys.
All right. Larry Butler won the Seacoast Open, so that's how he's.
Well, he won more than that.
Yeah, but the one qualifier.
Right.
Joe Cheney.
Joe Cheney. I think Joe was one of the guys that won the at the
it says
the
USA
ADO
playoff.
Yeah. Okay. The USA playoff is basically the ADO regional.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see, and then you keep going.
Okay. Yeah. Skip all the Brits. There's way too many.
I know. Okay. Then we go. Leonard Gates.
Soldier Gates.
Which City Open?
Which city? Okay. Among other things, but.
Derek Hanley from Canada. Canadian
what did
playoff.
he win? Canadian playoff. Okay. That
God,
era.
there's a lot of people.
Me likey. Yep.
Nobody else on that page.
It's a long list, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's like 5 pages.
I wonder if Timmy Nichols going.
Timmy Nickel, right there. Nice call. He won the USA playoff.
Right.
John Norman Jr. from Canada won a Canadian playoff.
Okay.
Rory Orvis from Canada.
I think he won the Canadian Open.
He did win the Canadian Open. You are correct. I've never heard of that guy.
Well, you should go to the Canadian Open more often.
I can't even make it out of Chicago.
I'm telling you.
How
are you hosting a dart talk show when you don't pick up a dart? No, I guess I shouldn't really complain.
There's Jeff Smith.
Right, Jeff Smith.
Fleetwood Memorial Las Vegas Open is technically what he won to.
To qualify?
Yeah.
Well, I think he would do it just. Well,
but you said he was going anyway.
Yeah. Well, he's going to Lakeside.
Oh, he's going
anyway.
to Lakeside.
Yeah.
Right. Steve Warnock.
Good guy.
Bob Jones Memorial.
Okay.
Jim Widmeyer. The Ray Chesney,
which somebody said was canceled?
Last week we were talking about.
Did we ever get I never had time to. There's too many Cub games. Yeah. I never had time to look.
Apparently, the Ray Chesney's not happening this year.
Wow.
Well, next year.
After 20-some years, that's sad.
So that would be it for Americans and Canadians.
Well, off the top of your head, you think anybody's got a chance to qualify for Lakeside? I'm trying to think. We had guys 2 matches away last year that almost made it.
It's a big field.
I'm glad Soldier Gates is going because I remember thinking.
Well, didn't you just say he just swept something, or he just played really well?
He swept the singles in WADA. Okay. I think. Yeah. Hey, I mean the guy can play. I mean I thought last year he was playing better than Widmeyer was, but unfortunately you have to go to the right tournaments and play good to qualify for this kind of thing. So if it's not a BDO sanctioned event, you don't get any credit for it. So
right. All right. So now, what happens if you win this, or what do you qualify?
Okay. Well, then you get into Lakeside. You get into the BDO National Championship that starts like right after New Year's.
Which is Lakeside.
That is called Lakeside. Yes, sir.
But it has nothing to do with the Winmau Masters.
Absolutely nothing to do.
Okay.
The Winmau Masters is a separate entity.
Right.
It's just
are
co-located.
Any of these guys playing in the Winmau Masters?
They all are.
Okay.
Yeah. They're all.
And what happens if you win the Winmau Masters? You qualify for Lakeside as well?
No. But you get a lot of money. I would think you get maybe $20,000, $30,000.
So this could be more of a important tournament to qualify for Lakeside, and then the Winmau Masters is just a big money tournament.
Right, but then all the people that have already qualified for Lakeside are going to play in the Winmau Masters, right? So it's technically should be a tougher field.
Right. Okay.
Right. The Winmau Masters are they're taking like one entrant from this country, from that country, from this organization, that organization, and then they take the top seeded or the top people on the BDO money list.
Does only one person from this qualify for Lakeside, or do they take top 4?
I'm trying to think if they're taking 8 or 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a big thing. And, I think for the local players, like for the local BDO players that don't play the regular tour and only get out and play a few events so they don't have a chance to climb up in the ratings, it seems like every year one of these guys, qualifies, breaks through, and then once you're in the tournament, anything can happen. Mm-hmm. And you've seen it with Christian Kist. Was it Scott Mitchell? I mean, he was kind of known on the tour and stuff, but it just seems like somebody every year is just like, oh, look at this guy. Where'd he come from? Kind of thing. Christian Kist was like 2 years ago, I think. And then, this could be the year that, one of these guys qualifies and then, gets there and, does some real damage. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. At least now we can cover Lakeside with some sort of a interest in 11-1. Okay. Congratulations to the St. Louis Cardinals. I hope we see you soon.
Okay.
Anyway. So what are we? So if we win tomorrow, we're 2 back of the Pirates with 3 to play.
And I'm sure everybody cares.
Yes, many people care.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
They're already in the playoffs.
I know you're a White Sox fan, and your season was over like 4 months ago, but don't be a killjoy.
I'm not being a killjoy. We're due for a break, and you're talking.
Are we due for a break?
You,
right.
You didn't finish your statement, and then
what was the statement?
You got sidetracked.
It went. The sound was on.
I know.
I didn't do it.
And we're due for a break, so.
What did I not? What thought did I not finish? I'll finish it, and we'll move on. You don't even remember.
I don't even remember.
Okay. Well, back for the second half in a minute. You're listening to Dart Talk with Mystery Mark, Steve Ponestell, and we'll be right back. I feel like I'm at home with the background.
its prisoners in their... Dart Talk agrees to adhere to the Geneva Convention in treating fairly its prisoners in their war against lackluster darting administration and behaviour.
Okay, back for the second half of Dart Talk, brought to you by the Dart Zone.
Stay in the zone.
TheDartZone.com is an official Cosmo distributor. Starting Sunday, the World Grand Prix, the PartyPoker.com World Grand Prix is going to start with the first round. It's weird starting on a Sunday. I can run down the first round matches, and you can like kind of give me your impression. Because they split the first round into 2 days, Sunday and Monday.
Real quick, also 2 Americans in the World Masters Youth. They don't list who they are, but somebody in the chat
well, I would
says
think Stephen Wilcox and somebody else, or well, maybe somebody can effort that for us. I know where it is, but we're kind of pressed for time before the show. And there's women going too. We didn't even cover the women. We can not do that next week. Or you know what? After the next break, we could do the women and the youth.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure like Sandy Hudson and some of the women are going over.
Mm-hmm.
So we can check that out. Thanks in the chat room. Anything else there?
Qualification for the Grand Slam is the day before the qualifier for Lakeside. It's open to North Americans.
Okay, so they have 2 different qualifiers. They have one for the Grand Slam, and then they have one for the for Lakeside, and then you go play the Winmau Masters. Party on. Okay.
All right.
Sounds like a worthwhile
And
trip.
somebody said please include the oche in the picture for the next show. He would like to see what
he would like to see it.
What your new oche looks like.
The problem with that was I can't stand far back enough to take a picture.
Just take a picture of the oche.
Well, I kind of have one. I mean, it's just sort of. Hang on. I don't know how much of the oche is actually in here. So real quick, can do this. We can do. Oh, can't see it at all. All right, I'll try to get a different picture and get the Aki in next week for whoever's asking.
Well, just actually, I would say
it looks great.
Post a picture of the Aki on Dart Talk, and he can check it out.
Okay,
if you can.
Where do you want me to post it?
On the Facebook page.
You know what? I'll tweet it out.
Post it on the
if
Facebook
you follow
page.
me at Twitter, or if you follow me at Dart Talk, I post pictures, every now and then, 2 or 3 a week.
That'd
I'll
be the
put one up
easiest
there.
thing to do. Put it on your Twitter page, the Dart Talk Twitter page.
Yeah, I'll do that.
And then he can check it out.
Okay, I'll tweet it. If you don't have Twitter or you're allergic to Twitter, if you email me darttalk@gmail.com, I will email you a picture. But I will try to include it next week.
Or that. All right.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
I'm sure somebody's pretty using it right now, being like, "Oh, it's so cool." What are we doing now? Oh, right, the party poker. Let's see. Okay, first round matches real quick because we're running late.
Where's this?
In Europe.
Oh, okay.
This is PDC now. That was
sponsored by PartyPoker.com.
Yeah, unbelievable. Like a gaming institution.
Yeah, right.
Like
what's up with that?
Sponsoring a dart event. Let's see. Who do we got? William O'Connor versus Jamie Lewis. Mark Webster versus Stephen Bunting. Kim Hybricks versus Benito Van de Pas. Michael Smith versus Gerwin Price. Peter Wright versus Chizzy. Dave Chisno. MVG versus Keegan Brown. Adrian Lewis versus Raymond Van Barneveld. And Yelly Clausen versus Brendan Dolan. Who you like?
That's a usual suspect.
Who you don't like? Well, there's a couple tough calls here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Peter Wright and Dave Chizzy. Who you like there?
I'd take Chizzy.
You like Chizzy there? How about Adrian Lewis versus Raymond?
See, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean that's I
who
don't
knows?
Know. Yeah.
I guess I'd lean towards Adrian.
Yeah. Okay.
I
don't know.
My first thought would just be Adrian Lewis, but that's a coin flip to me.
I mean I don't get to see every single PDC tournament.
I mean Hybricks Van de Pas. I mean,
yeah.
Is Hybricks still in good form? He was playing well there for a while.
Yeah, I would take him there.
Yeah, I would too. But
I would take Bunting over Webster. I'm looking at the Yelly Clausen Brendan Dolan match, and every time I look at Clausen, he just looks so sloppy. So I trust Brendan Dolan more, even though I don't like the way he delivers a dart. He looks like a T-Rex with these short little arms.
Right.
All right, second round is Andrew Gilding versus...
Second day, first round.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Second... What did you say?
Second day, first round.
Right. The other first round matches, which will be held on Monday the 5th. Andrew Gilding versus Simon Whitlock. Justin Pipe versus Steve Beaton. Mervyn King versus Terry Jenkins. James Wade versus Mencher Sulovic. Ian White versus Jamie Caven. Phil Taylor versus Vincent Van de Voort. That's a lot of E's. Versus Vincent Van de Voort. It's a rap song.
Keep it moving.
Gary Anderson versus Hendo. John Henderson and Robert Thornton versus Daryl Gurney.
I've never heard of Daryl Gurney.
Anybody named after a stretcher, I'm immediately betting
Robert
against
Thornton,
them.
You're on.
Yeah. Wade and Sulovic ought to be interesting.
Pipe against Beaton?
Did I say Mervyn King versus Terry Jenkins?
You did.
That'd be worth watching. Justin Pipe and Steve Beaton. I don't know where Justin Pipe is anymore. I keep expecting him to just vanish into thin air and decide to, I don't know, join the senior tour.
Can Vincent Van der Voort beat Phil Taylor? Of course he can.
I'm not sure he ever has.
Yeah.
I mean, again, if Phil can't hit a double, then, Vincent will win.
Seems like there's more intriguing matchups on Sunday than there is on Monday.
Well, they tend to stack the more entertaining ones toward the bottom, but yeah. Andrew Gilding and Simon Whitlock, new guy versus somebody who's kind of on the downswing. His career seems to be in decline lately. I mean, I'm sure he can get it back up. Justin Pipe and Steve Beaton. I don't know.
Gary Anderson. Is it John Henderson posed a threat to him? I
doubt it. I mean, Gary's got to kind of play down the level of his competition if he's going to lose that one. I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, I don't really see much in the first round that I'm going to be like appointment television, but a couple of good matches. The Mervyn King, Terry Jenkins on the second day, Wade and Sulovic, I think those are interesting. Ian White and Jamie Caven ought to be good. I don't know why Robert Thornton's on last and Gary Anderson's on last, unless this is held in Scotland. Maybe it is. I didn't check the location.
Okay.
I don't know. Who do you like to win? Who's Van Gerwen playing? Keegan Brown. See these young guys, the Gilding, Whitlock, and Keegan Brown, Van Gerwen. Those are tough draws for these young kids. Mm. And then where's Michael Smith? Who's he playing? Gerwin Price? I don't know. It's going to be good darts. A lot of good darts flying. I'll be on the road starting Tuesday. So maybe I'll check some of it out if I can find some Wi-Fi. It'll be interesting.
Who do I like to win the whole thing?
Yeah, who do you like to win that isn't somebody you've already picked to win?
That's what I was...
Yeah. So you can't pick Van Gerwen and you can't pick Taylor. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I guess Van Barneveld's going down.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
Sorry.
Who's my sleeper pick, like on DraftKings? Who's my sleeper pick? I don't know. Michael Smith, I would say Michael Smith or Terry Jenkins. Take one of those two guys. Should do all right.
Okay.
All right, so we're behind and we have to look something up. Is that
is
kind of where we're at? Nobody posted it in the chat room?
No.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break and we'll come back with the Utes and the women who are going over the pond. You listen to Dart Talk, Mystery Mark C. Pronunciation. This will be hopefully a quick break. We'll be right back.
You are now and forevermore warned that you consume this show at your own risk, and that Dart Talk cannot be brought to justice in any court or by any government, including and not restricted to the grand spaghetti monster of the Triple 20.
Okay, back for the last segment. Dart Talk, brought to you by the Dart Zone.
Stay in the zone.
TheDartZone.com is an official console distributor. We efforted during that short little break. There are 2 American women going to the Winmau Masters, Lisa Ayers and Sandy Hudson. Maria Mason is going from Canada. And there was another Canadian name I saw. Was it Williamson, all the way at the bottom?
Well, there's Rihanna Burke.
Rihanna Burke, okay. Is that a Canadian?
Yeah. Okay. Interesting enough, there's somebody from nowhere.
Someone from nowhere is playing in an international tournament. She's the Welsh individual champion, but apparently belongs to no country. She's a woman without a country.
Yeah, Joanna Luke. Did you say her already?
No.
Maria Mason.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah. Joanna Luke from Canada. Yeah, there's Nikki O'Donovan. She's got no affiliation, none.
Nikki O'Donovan. So
she won the Welsh individual championship.
Maybe she has cooties. Maybe she has cooties and they kicked her out of Wales. I don't know. I'm sure she's a wonderful person. Anything?
Kayla Thompson from Canada.
Kayla Thompson. Maybe that's what it was.
Ivy Weishlow.
Ivy Weishlow from Canada.
And that's it.
So, okay, that's the Canadian and American women. And then what about Utes? Did we get Utes?
We got the Utes.
Okay, what Utes are going?
Carl DeSico.
Carl DeSico? Okay. That is our youth champion, I believe.
Yeah, he won the national championship.
Okay.
According to this.
I doubt they'd lie.
Yeah.
What would their motive
Travis Mampazzi from Canada. He won a Canadian playoff.
Won the Canadian playoff?
Then you got, let's see, we got Rusty Jakerod. No, I'm sorry. Dan Robbins.
Dan Robbins?
Seacoast Open from the USA.
Really? The Seacoast Open?
That's what it says. And Stephen Wilcox from Canada.
Stephen Wilcox. Okay. We've had him on the show.
Yeah.
Haven't we? I thought we did. Well, good luck to all those folks, women and Utes going over to Canada. We'll see how they do. We won't report about it next week, but we'll report about it the week after, which works out good because I don't think we would know by Wednesday on any of this
the
stuff.
way the BDO gives results, we might not know about it by next week.
I wonder if they're using, if they still use, a telegraph system.
Yeah. Pigeon. Carrier pigeon.
There's is it the Daily Telegraph? One of the tabloids, they actually is still called the Daily Telegraph. I'm like, seriously?
Why change the name?
I don't know. Did you ever learn Morse code?
No, I never did.
You know, I had an actual...
Why did I need to?
I don't know. In Boy Scouts, they tell you need all this stuff.
Well, sure.
I mean...
Of course, I never learned geometry either.
Well, you need that to play pool. I had a Morse code set. It took those huge D batteries, and you D, and after about 2 days, I think, it was like a lot of things in my childhood just suddenly disappeared. Like one time I had a snare drum.
Okay.
Right, and I started playing on this snare drum, and I was playing with it after school, and I was all happy, and all of a sudden, where's my drum? I don't know. Did you look under your bed? It would just literally vanish from the house. How old was I?
Does that have anything to do with Five Brothers?
I don't know. It could have something to do with having, parents with 7 kids. Could have been that. Because,
yes.
Well, and here's the other thing. I came home from school. Both my sisters, took piano lessons and learned, the theme from The Sting or, whatever, and then, or Claire de Lune or whatever, and then boom, they'd quit. They didn't want to play. My one sister was decent, but she had really, really small hands, and it was too hard for her, so she kind of gave it up. So when I got to be about 12 or 13, I started listening to music, and there was an Elton John album I had, and I just sat down in front of the piano, and I'm like, I wonder how you play that, and I just I had no idea what I was doing, but I eventually managed to form a C chord and a G chord or whatever, and I got the beginning of the song, and I just started banging it out. And then I was like, well, it'll sound better if I play the same thing with both hands. So I played the exact same notes on my left hand and right hand and just hit it as hard as I can. 2 days later, the piano was gone. I mean, literally, I'd come home, and we had, as kids, you get trophies, and we didn't get trophies for participation. We were actually, my brothers are pretty good athletes, and we would get, whatever Pee-wee trophy you get. And we had them all on the piano. I come home, and the piano's gone. And I'm there with my brother, and I'm like, we're looking at each other like, what the heck? So we run over to my parents. First thing out of my mouth is, where's the piano? First thing out of my brother's mouth is, where are the trophies? So, I don't, how did this start? What was disappearing? I don't know. How did I get on this tangent? I don't know.
I don't either.
Things just vanishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did we get on things just vanishing? We have one funny quote in the chat. You got to quote that. That
the quote is, I was reading Fresh Entrails today, chicken, And the signs look good for either another Butler World Masters win or a delicious chicken noodle soup. It's not an exact science.
It's not an exact science.
So.
Okay, I would be very interested to see. I'm going to try and get Leonard Gates on the show when he comes back. I don't know if he'll come on, but I'm very interested to see what his experience is like there.
Okay.
And we'll try to get him on the show. And then this week we were supposed to get James Kinney on the show.
What's the diagram on your scoreboard?
The diagram that has like the curves with the
it looks
line through the middle,
like just a bunch of.
No, I was trying to explain what happens when you're off 1 degree, how the line shifts the further away you get. So if you're 1 degree off at 3 feet, not a big deal, but at 6 feet it's more, and at 9 feet it's more, and at 12 feet it's more.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget why that was never erased. There's some little.
Yeah, well, that's the same thing as if you're.
I think
if you're an eighth of an inch off level in 2 feet.
Yeah.
You're 6 feet.
Yeah.
You're
3/8. Right.
Same
thing.
concept.
Right. So if you're 1 inch off a 5-foot putt, you might make it. But if you're 1 inch off a 10-foot putt, you lip it. And if you're 1 inch off a 20-foot putt, you miss by a foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we nailed that. Where are we on time? Do we have to go?
Well,
it's about time
we got
to go.
A few minutes.
So what you're going to go to League Darts next Tuesday, having not picked up a dart in 9 months.
I don't know if 9 months, but give you about 5 months.
Are you at all apprehensive that you're going to really stink, or do you not care?
No,
I
know I'm going to really stink, and I don't care.
You don't care?
No.
All right. See, I don't want to go to a tournament and really stink.
I've just decided that I'm just going to go there and have fun, and you know what? I'm just going to chuck some darts at the board, and if they start going in, then I'm going to figure out what I have to throw at to win the game. If they don't go in, then it doesn't matter.
Did I tell you about my last 180?
Yes. Yeah, last week you said it. You walked up, you threw 3 darts, you threw a 180, and...
Well, it was 6 darts.
Oh, okay.
So then I left him in the board, and then 2 days later, I'm like, well, let's see, I'll try it again. And it took me 12 darts.
Okay.
Threw a 180, left him in the board until today. And I'm kind of like, I'm going to have to really start getting back into it. So we'll start talking about practice.
I do plan on throwing some darts before next Tuesday.
So how'd you finish in the club championship?
Middle of the pack.
See, you did that last year. The second day, you just blew yourself out of the water.
No,
on the
last
first
year,
hole.
2 years ago. Last year I was miserable. I triple bogeyed 5 and 6, and I was done on the first day. But no, yeah, I just. But man, I'm telling you what, the adjustments I made. If I can hit the ball like that,
it worked, right?
It was fantastic.
Yeah, come to the range with me. Why don't you come to the range and work on something?
I was going to call you Tuesday to do that, but it rained all day.
Yeah, I was going to go try those drivers out on Tuesday, and I was like, I'm not going anywhere. Look at it. It was amazing. The Cubs played their last home game Monday night, and the weather for the entire homestand was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, one day it was like I wore shorts, and it was like a little cold because the wind was coming out of the north. But every other day was just awesome. It was like room temperature, sunshine. Cubs are winning. Life is good. And the minute the Cubs left town, it was like fall just slammed on us. And it's raining and it's cold and it's windy. And I'm like, oh, well. At least we had the magic summer.
Yet, but yeah. No, it was... the
magic summer, the class of 2015. Can't wait, man.
But no, I don't expect to throw darts very well, but I'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, you can tell us all about it in 2 weeks. Also, I was serious. If you want to go to the we've got one great ticket for the Pirate Cubs game in Pittsburgh. If by chance it's in Chicago, well, then you can't come because we only have 2 seats for that. Email the show, darttalk@gmail.com, and we'll see if we can work something out. If you're a Pirate fan, that's fine. If you're a Met fan, I don't know. Charge them extra.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks, everybody, for listening. I know we're a little light today, but that's my fault. We'll be back in 2 weeks at our normal Wednesday, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific.
Go Cubbies, go Pittsburgh.
Go Cubbies. You can root for the Mets up to a point.
There you go.
Have fun, everybody. Safe travels, and we'll talk to you in 2 weeks.